some people are in car crashes and they're not sure about their insurance. First thing you should do is call an attorney and we can help you sort this out. Keep in mind that in Washington, if you drive a car, it is mandatory that you carry liability insurance. So hopefully we can confirm that you do have that coverage. But if you don't, we do have a couple other options. If there's another driver that's at fault for the collision, we will look towards their liability insurance to cover you, and we'll check your coverages. But let me just say this, if you are driving a car in Washington and you're not sure about your coverage or you think you're not insured, go out now before something happens and get that insurance coverage. Get not just liability coverage, like I said, that's mandatory in Washington, but also get add-on coverage for uninsured, underinsured motorists, and also personal injury protection insurance, which covers medical expenses. And one other thing I want to say is if you're getting insurance, get the most that you can afford. The minimum liability insurance in Washington is $25,000 per person or up to $50,000 per collision. I will tell you from experience, that is not enough insurance. You need to have more than that if you can afford it. So get the most that you can afford and make sure you're covered so that when you do have a crash, you're protected. But give us a call or give a good personal injury attorney a call and we'll try to help you out with this. All right, the first thing you should do if you've been involved in an automobile collision is one, try to stay calm. It's not fun to be in a car crash, either a minor or major crash, so you just need to stay calm, assess the situation. If you're able to move your vehicle to a safe spot, to the side of the road, do so. Call 911, ask for the police. If you or anyone on your vehicle is complaining of any injury or has any visible injury, ask that an ambulance be sent to the scene as well. Assuming that you're able to get out of your vehicle safely, go to the other driver and get some information from them. Use your phone on your camera, grab a picture of their driver's license, of their insurance card. The other important thing to do is to make sure that you take photographs of any damage to your car and the other driver's car. That will be important later to show the insurance company the damage that's related to the crash, and it will help us prove any injuries that are related to the crash. If there are any witnesses at the scene, make sure to get their contact information as well. And then wait for the police to come. Sometimes it takes the police 30 or 40 minutes to arrive at the scene, but it's worth it to wait and have them complete a collision report. The police traffic collision report is helpful for everybody involved. The biggest thing with the police traffic collision report is the officer is going to put information that's going to help the insurance company and help you determine who's at fault for the crash. A lot of times what will happen if the other driver is at fault, the police will say in the police report that the other person is at fault, and they will actually issue them a citation. And that can help when you present a claim to the insurance company that there won't be any dispute with regard to liability. What is personal injury protection and how do I use it? It's the best insurance coverage that you can have in Washington, but a lot of people don't carry it. A lot of people, when they go and talk to an agent or they look online, they think, I'm going to buy full coverage, and what they do is they buy liability insurance and they don't buy personal injury insurance protection coverage. That coverage is not mandatory that you carry it in Washington. It is, however, mandatory that the insurance company present it to you, and if you don't want it, you have to reject it either in writing or electronically. But to answer your question, what is PIP insurance? PIP insurance covers medical expenses, it covers wage loss, and it covers something called loss of essential services. The other great thing about personal injury protection insurance is it's no-fault insurance, so it doesn't matter who caused the collision. It can be another driver, it can be you get to use the coverage. The other great thing about it is it covers every single person in your car. Every single person gets to open up their own separate PIP claim. The other thing is the minimum you're going to have for medical expenses if you have the coverage is $10,000, and that's per person. So every single person in your car gets that $10,000. The great thing about the medical coverage under here, a lot of people say, well, I don't need it because I have health insurance. Well, it's better than your health insurance because you don't have to get referrals. You don't have to deal with copays. You don't have to deal with deductibles. You can use the coverage however you want. And it's good for up to 3 years after the collision. So it's just such great coverage, and I wish more people in Washington had it. If you are a pedestrian or a bicyclist and you're involved in an automobile collision, the first thing you need to do is get in contact with a good personal injury attorney. And the reason I say that is your claims are going to become extremely complex due to the specific facts of just being a pedestrian or being a bicyclist, because you don't have the protection of a vehicle around you your injuries are likely to be more significant than someone who's just in a regular car crash. You're going to need help to sort out all of the insurance coverage issues that are quickly going to arise in your particular situation. So first, you have a liability claim against the other driver. But beyond that, you're going to have multiple different places that you can go to get your medical bills covered. A lot of times what happens is you go to the hospital, in that situation, they bill your health insurance. That's not what should be happening. You need to use first the personal injury protection insurance that belongs to the other driver's car. And if you use all that up, you actually get to open a secondary personal injury protection claim with your own coverage if you have that available on your own car, and then your health insurance may come into play. If you are in this type of crash, it is going to get complex very quickly. Your injuries are going to be worse. You're going to need someone to walk you through this process, and the best person that you can have on your side is a good personal injury attorney to help you get through this and get better. So if you're in a car crash at work, what do? The first thing is you're going to obviously want to call your employer to let them know that you've been in a crash, and they're going to instruct you on how to open up a workers' compensation claim through the Department of Labor and Industry, since you are in the course and scope of your employment at the time of the crash. But the other thing is you're going to have a liability claim that you can present against the driver of the other vehicle. And your case is going to get complicated pretty quickly because you're going to be dealing with your workers' compensation claim. You're going to be dealing with the claim against the other driver. If your car is owned by your employer, you're going to be dealing with getting that fixed. But beyond that, it's also going to get more complicated because there's other things you can do. You can access your own personal injury protection insurance to cover things that might not be covered by workers' compensation. The other driver might not have enough insurance, and you might have to use an underinsured motorist claim. Or the other driver might not have insurance at all, and you might have to access, at that point, any uninsured motorist coverage that you have. But these claims get pretty complicated pretty quickly. The best thing you can do is call a good attorney. We can help you sort this out.